I'm the artist taxi driver. This is Sunaz,
Hello.
Augusta, and Hasib. I've just been in Leeds, and you've got this lady came into the very first live artist taxi driver, and Sunaz is what's happening, Sunaz?
Well, I don't know how to say it in a brief nutshell. I'm an international student. I'm from the States. My background, I'm Iranian background, and I came to the ICS, the Institute of Communication Studies at the University of Leeds. I was given a 3-year scholarship, and my intended supervisor left before I even begun my course, and so they gave me somebody else who had no knowledge of my field. And after 3 months, I made initial, I wouldn't want to say complaint, but basically reservations that I had with the supervision. And I was told by the research postgraduate tutor, oh, you should be grateful. You should be grateful you have a scholarship. Yeah. And it goes along with this whole discourse. If you're an international person, you're a guest, you should be grateful you're here. It's this whole kind of, all of that going on.
Then what happened?
And I passed my transfer viva because that's what you have to do when you have a PhD.
Yeah.
And when I begun my second year, it is, I again made initial increase to actually find ways of changing my supervisor. And I think that just upped the ante of the bullying and the intimidation. And then my supervisor came back and said, well, you're not making sufficient progress. And I'm like, I passed my transfer viva. Yeah. I'm doing my research. What more could you ask for? I think it was almost this, well, if she complains again, that's it, she's off.
So you made a complaint?
I didn't make a complaint. I let them know that I was unhappy with my supervision.
You wasn't getting enough supervision?
Well, in my second year, I got 5.
5 what?
5 meetings.
5 meetings in 1 year?
1 year, and you're in the University of Leeds.
And how much were you paying for that?
Well, I was on a scholarship. But
on a scholarship? How much is that scholarship worth, though, for the year?
I think when it comes down to £13,700, if you're an international student.
So you get 5 meetings.
Yeah, and I got 5 meetings. But at the University of Leeds, you're supposed to get 10. If you're a full-time student, 10 is the minimum supervision.
Okay. So then what happened?
I got 5. And then 2 weeks before the start of the 2011-2012 academic year, I was told by the head of department that they were going to take my scholarship away without them following the rules and procedures. They have every university has a student handbook, whether you're an undergraduate, top postgraduate, or a PhD student, and they have to abide by that. You have to abide as a student by the rules and procedures.
So are you 2 students there as well?
Yeah, I'm studying law, 3rd year.
3rd year law? What are you doing, Augusta?
Politics.
Politics?
Yeah.
How's the state of the university?
Well,
you don't want to say anything.
No, it's not that. You go.
Well, we just had our teachers go on strike last week, and
why are they gone on strike?
Well,
they've had their real wages decreased by 30%.
13%. Yeah.
And they are increasing conservatism in the department, having to jump through lots of stupid hoops for the department. Basically they're being distanced from doing real teaching, I think.
So do you get a lot of teaching?
My course is very sort of independent based. We get maybe 3-4 hours a week.
3-4 hours a week?
Well, that was sorry, that was the first year, but we go in maybe 3-4 days, but a lot of it is just very here you go, read this, read that.
Yeah.
It's very independent, and then if you're struggling,
but that's what they want. They want it to be independent. They don't want you to. They don't want to pay tutors. They don't want teaching time.
I only get 4 hours a week.
4 hours a week. See, we are sending our children to universities where they are paying thousands, tens of thousands of pounds, where they're getting themselves into debt, and they're not getting taught.
The thing is, after my course, I have to do another 1 year course. This is outside university, but that's between £10,000 to £12,000 just for 1 year. And that's if I'm.
And are you getting into debt?
Yeah, I'm already £9,000 in debt.
You're £9,000 in debt.
And then if I pay sort of that 10 to 12, so it'll be about £20,000.
Augusta, are you in debt?
Yeah.
I'm in debt.
But I mean, how do you see the state of the university? Is it just a business?
It's definitely, it's part of a neoliberalist education design. So you have international students coming in to sort of augment, and they're telling you as a student, oh, we don't have any money. But I know the University of Leeds had a surplus of £60 million. £60 million. So they come over and they say to you, we don't have any funding, we don't have this, we don't have that. And it creates a two-tier system, basically. And I see that we had a student at the Institute of Communication Studies at the University of Leeds. He's an international student. He comes from Thailand. They knew that this student did not pass his English language qualifications. They told him, well, don't worry, come on, do a PhD. The reason why they did that, because it's £13,700 university pockets. And if you're, doing a PhD, it's already it's independent research, independent work. You had your own freedom in that respect. But he wasn't getting supervision. I mean, I saw his records. I think he got something like 5 meetings in a year. And then afterwards, they said to him, his supervisors come back and say, we don't think you should do a transfer viva because, your English language is just atrocious. But they knew that at the start. That's fraud. That is fucking fraud.
But the whole system is bankrupt now, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, you have careerist academics who are profiting from it, and then you have real people who love academia, want to teach, want to help students, and they're being pushed off.
And then what about the kids who come to university and they pay £9,000 a year if they're in the year below us, but then you have to buy, say they do something like law or English literature, they don't pay for your books. You have to buy your books, and that costs you hundreds of pounds a year.
Yeah, very expensive.
Well, if you can't afford to do that,
I mean,
are you not supposed to learn?
So you're paying like £10,000 a year, so you end up you're going out with debt. But just when we was in there, people are still going to go to university because is it almost just like buying a degree now?
Yeah,
you pay for a piece of paper.
Yeah, basically that's what it is now. You're buying for a degree.
I'm not. There's lecturers who are amazing and really trying, connect with you on an academic and, level, and they're amazing, but there's only so much they can do when they're only allowed to see you for 1 hour a week.
Because we're not paying academic staff. I mean, we're talking about junior academic staff a proper wage. We're not paying them. When you have Durham University about 2 or 3 months ago, and Essex University saying, hey, come and teach for us for free. I mean, this is 0 contract hours are a real issue in universities. So you have plenty of adjunct faculty out there who are well qualified, but are being paid below £6,000, £5,000. I have a friend of mine. That's the situation she's in right now.
So where's all the money going then?
It's profit.
But I mean, the top tier managers, which is countless, which is administration, is massive within the university.
It's administration, but then you have also senior and professors who are complicit in this.
Okay.
So you got that going on. I mean, there are people.
What's that guy who what it's called, the chancellor of the university or whatever he's called?
Yeah.
How much did he get paid? What was it like?
He gets
paid Michael Arthur, outgoing vice chancellor of the University of Leeds, Michael Arthur, wasn't he paid something like £300,000 and a Grace and Favor home? I'm just estimating this. I'm not completely certain, but it was a high wage.
This is happening across the country because I've worked in the university system. I know teaching hours have been virtually taken out of the curriculum. Yeah. They don't even exist anymore, let alone workshops or anything like that. So basically, you're just getting marked. So they're bringing but they're bringing in tutors to mark your work, to have 1 or 2 little checks on you throughout the year, and the rest of the time you're by yourself.
And if you complain within the system and you say, well, this is not what's going on, or I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, they immediately just think like this. They flick you off. Get out. As soon as you put your head up, you're out. And it's, I think, worse for international students because you have no assurances in this country, because your sponsorship is tied to your visa sponsorship is tied to the university. And once they flick you off, you're in this legal limbo with your visa. Yeah. And then people come back and say, oh, I'm not taking people's jobs, all right? Yeah. But this is the discourse that the media, conjures up. And they profit from it.
Is it over, the university system? Is it broken? Is it beyond repair?
No, it's just got the wrong priorities. I think, it's so important the university system. It's just been co-opted by, you know, capitalism, like every other aspect of social life, hasn't it?
Well, it's been. They're collecting like millions. Do you know what I mean?
You know,
and there's no
university
teaching hours, no facilities.
University wasn't a bad idea when no one had to pay for it.
Yeah.
Then university was a great thing. Now what is it?
Do you read that other article
Exactly.
saying tuition fees may go up to
£20,000.
Yeah.
Well, they put
They want
tuition.
that.
They want that, don't they? But they also.
That's a wet dream for them.
Yeah, but they also want the loan book as well, don't they?
That's illegal. That should be illegal because you signed a contract.
But even within that contract, in a small print, it does say that they can change it.
Does it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, in the very small print, they said we can change this rate at any time. And Danny Alexander, the Liberal Democrat, who they with Nick Clegg, who said that he wouldn't raise tuition fees and then tripled it, he's now sold the loan book.
But the bottom line is
Or
that
put the loan book up for
if you
sale.
make it really expensive, if you make it so that people can't go, who's not going to go? Working class people,
Yeah.
ethnic minorities.
Well, that's really what they're trying to do. Is they're
Well,
trying
yeah,
to
they're
make
trying
it.
to
It's a two-tier
They're
system.
trying to make
They're
it exclusive.
Yeah.
Admissions to university dropped in some universities by 40% when they went up to 9,000.
But they also, it's also like the quality that, I'm sure if you go to Oxford or Cambridge, you'll get a lot more teaching hours.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I don't want to generalize. I'm not so sure about the system there.
Really?
I don't want to generalize, but I do think that, you know, as what, you know, you said, it's just it's
broken.
It's disenfranchising the most vulnerable. You know, that, I mean, it's to
But
give
they're
them
doing
a
the same
leg
with
up,
schools.
you know, a leg up. And then, you know, you have black minority ethnics who you know, can't get, I mean, you know, it's become such, it's so.
It's not going to be the rich people who are like, oh wait, it's gone up to £9,000.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I'll go this year. No, of course
No.
they're going to go. They don't care.
Women especially. Yeah.
And they're doing it the same with school. It's all levels of education. What are academies for? They're for making money out of education.
What, the academies and they want
Because
to...
you know, I went to Pimlico. You know, remember
Yeah,
that? Yeah. And that's
Which is John Nash.
And I was on a really good music school. It was a music school, so I learnt viola there. And it was one of the few comprehensives that had such an amazing music department. You could come and you could have free lessons. I had free lessons for 5 years. I was in the orchestra, and I still play viola. And you know what the first thing they got rid of when they made an academy? Music school.
I'm the artist taxi driver. This, my friends, is free, very disenfranchised university students.